the mistakes a lot of people make is they try and do too many things instead of sticking to the things they're really great at. So like knowing just the markets that just ain't your thing, if you're not the guy to talk about unicorn shit and rainbows, it's just probably not going to be for you, right?
So well, it was also the when I was working on those projects, that was the full realization that there's a difference between frameworks and formulas. And I'm not really big on formulas because I think people get locked into a box when they follow a formula.
Yeah.
But I fully support frameworks because frameworks give you the creative ability to expand and kind of build upon that framework. You've got guidelines, you've got a framework to follow, but it's not a formula, meaning like don't plug in A, B, and C here and expect, D to come out at the end. A plus B plus C equals D. Like that's not what I like to follow. And so there is a distinction between formulas and frameworks. And that's why we always try and teach a framework for our webinar training versus a formula, because you still have to have some creative capacity to think outside of a box. Like, oh, my market needs to hear this, right, versus following A, B, and C. So anyway, that was the biggest realization, because that personal development stuff, I mean, it was tough. It is tough. They don't necessarily fall into that rigid formula.
It's nice to know you're still human like the rest of us. I just assumed you sat there like a webinar god, just on your pedestal all day long, just making magic. It's nice to know that we all still face some difficulties along the way. So I think probably, Joel, this has been super amazing. I know you got a hard stop coming up, and I like to keep these kind of short, and this has been amazing. For anybody listening, you've given them a framework for how to understand a webinar, how to really think outside the box, how to address objections, what you're trying to accomplish. Let's make them an offer. Tell them where they can get more about you and what they can expect and why they want to get it and how long it's going to take to get them that result.
So I'll just make a very soft offer. You can head over to thewebinaragency.com. We've got lots of stuff going on over there. If you're a marketer and you want to learn more about webinars, or if you're even writing webinars for your clients, you can sign up for the Webinar Vault, which is my research file. I try and put a new webinar up there every month or so, and they're usually about 2 to 3 hours of training where I'm breaking down the copy, the angles, the hooks, the email sequences, everything. I'm dissecting it and explaining why it works and how to apply it for your own business. So that's specifically for marketers or experts who just want inspiration for themselves. If you want help to craft your own language and your own webinar, your own sales message, we have a new group that's launching. It's not really new, but we're changing the angle of the group. It's called Experts Unleashed, and we're starting this challenge called Escape the Experts Curse, which is helping people get rid of this idea of trying to teach too much and identifying the core components of what you need to be talking about for your sales message. And so that group is over on Facebook. It's called Experts Unleashed. You can search it. And I also have 2 podcasts. One is called Sold with the Webinars, and the other is called Experts Unleashed. And so you can subscribe to those podcasts. There's lots of free stuff that you can search out from me, or hit me up on Facebook. So those are the ways that you can follow me.